and welcome to Pale Blue Pod, the astronomy podcast for people who are overwhelmed by the universe but want to be its friend.
I'm Connie. I'm overwhelmed by the universe, but I'm also a writer, a pop culture enthusiast, and bestie to Moiya, and so I want to be besties with the universe.
I love that, and I could tell you're well on your way. Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Moiya McTier. I'm an astrophysicist, a folklorist, and a good friend to the universe. I have been for a very long time. Connie, what are you snacking or drinking on here in the Podiversity office?
I am munching on some avocado toast that I made because I'm trying to get my greens in, you know? I'm trying to, be better about my health and stuff, so my avocado toast.
So if you hear some munching and chewing, listeners, don't be alarmed. Of course, I have a toaster in my office. I love bread so much.
Yeah, there's the toaster, there's the bread maker. I mean, you have it all here. I love it.
I actually did start Brenda, the bread maker, before you came into the office, so there might be some
Is that
beeps.
what that smell is? Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I was worried for a second, but it's just you making some bread. Great.
No, I was just worried about a delicious yeasty smell. What's wrong with you?
Isn't that a sign of a stroke?
Toast.
You're right.
Toast is the sign of a stroke, not just
the
baked
smell
bread.
Of baked bread. You're right.
Yes. Anyway. Today we're not here to talk about toast or bread. We're here to talk about Nope, the movie, the Jordan Peele horror alien sci-fi extravaganza. Connie, was this your first time watching it?
No, this was my second time. I watched it a year or two ago and was really into it. And I think it's really one of Jordan Peele's underrated of his three films. You know, he's gotten so much acclaim that somehow he's already gotten a rise and a fall. But I think it's a really underrated movie, and rewatching it really helps solidify that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this was my first time seeing it. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I liked it.
Wow.
I know. I'm saying this.
Watching it I think Moiya's going to love, you know?
Okay, so this is interesting. I liked a lot of it.
Sure.
I have thieves. Mm-hmm. I love Keke Palmer, okay? But I think I just didn't like the premise of the movie. I just didn't like the core of the movie, but I liked how they decorated it on the surface.
Okay.
And it's not that they did anything wrong with the core of the movie. It's just not my cup of tea.
Fair. And I did know that going in because you do not typically like scary movies. So I was like, yeah, I mean,
I don't think it's scary.
In the end, it's not really that kind of scary, but they definitely lean into promoting it as such. But I was very in I don't know, I can't tell. But then I was like, well, she's going to like the alien.
I don't think I liked the alien.
Dang. Okay. When do you want to get into it? So I can understand what happened.
I think okay, yeah, we can get into it now.
Okay.
Yeah, let's summarize the movie for people who haven't seen it or maybe haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah. So there are two siblings. They are Emerald and OJ, played by Keke Palmer, and Daniel Kaluuya. Incredible. Mm-hmm. Both are incredible.
Mm-hmm. Great names, too, for the characters.
Yes. There are several moments where it ties in, and I thought those were little nods that I thought were cool. And their father dies by a freak accident. A nickel falls from the sky and punctures his skull. They are horse ranchers who are descendant from the first film in Hollywood had a horse and a jockey and they were black, and so they are descendant from this underseen character in Hollywood, and so
or overseen but under.
Oh yes,
credited.
overseen and undercredited, and so they struggle to have good business because no one's really giving their family the credit that it deserves for their place in Hollywood. So these two siblings, in the wake of their father's death, come together because they have this horse farm, and the I guess, attraction down the road, you find out throughout the movie, has been purchasing or using their horses for the attraction. And they want their horses back because they don't really have ownership over them. And it's their father's legacy and this big legacy. But we kind of find out that the rancher down the street, Jupiter, played by Steven Yeun of The Walking Dead fame, he has been purchasing these horses, and he's a child actor who's been profiting off of his child actor fame. And he uses this attention to, as we find out throughout the movie, if we're just going to skip ahead, he's been attracting an alien creature to his attraction.
Yeah, to his like farm tourist trap thing.
Yeah, like, you know, you can take pictures and get those coins, like pressed coins, and you can reenact some of his iconic movie posters. And so people come and see this and ask him because the key thing is that he's had this traumatic incident in his childhood as a child actor. A monkey tore up the set and like killed his castmates right in front of him. He's the only person who survived. Or no, he's not the only person who survived.
Yeah.
One of them did survive, but he's been trying to capitalize off of this traumatic incident from his past. And he finds this opportunity in this alien that, you know, comes around and kind of sucks up anything in its path, seemingly. So he's been doing that, but he's been using the horses of OJ and Emerald, to do that. So they figured that out, and you can tell that the creature, whatever it is, or the spaceship, as they initially think, is coming because all of the electricity and your batteries and your phones that are not connected to anything, they all go out when the alien shows up. And I had, I'll side note and be like, I don't know. I'm curious on Moiya's thoughts on this part because I have no idea. I know one of our scales is scientific accuracy, and I have no idea.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the movie. Okay. I'm going to not let my feelings of the movie impact my summary of the movie. OJ and Emerald have the plan to capture the alien on film because they want to get rich. They want to get on Oprah. And
Bigger than Oprah.
Sure. Yes. OJ said Oprah. Emerald didn't say Oprah.
Exactly.
But they have this plan. So they go to a tech store and they enlist the help of this employee there to set up a bunch of cameras on their farm. And they don't really want to clue him in because they don't want to cut the money with him. But he's really nosy. And he ends up getting kind of trapped in the house with Emerald when
Poor Angel.
Yes. Angel gets trapped in the house with Emerald when the alien comes to the farm and tries to eat the horses or them or whatever it could get.
Yeah.
This happened, they have how many interactions with this alien? Like a couple. OJ eventually, because he's a horse wrangler, he figures out how to interact with it and that you just can't look at it and you can't really acknowledge its presence. And if you do that, then it won't eat you. And so that is kind of key. Actually, there are a couple keys to this grand plan they have at the end to capture the video of the alien. One of the keys is that it emits this sort of electromagnetic interference that turns off all electronic devices. Another is this, you can't perceive it. And so if it does notice you looking at it, then it'll get angry and it'll follow you. And then in order to actually capture it, they can't use electronic cameras. So they have an old-timey crank video film machine to do it. And so the big moment happens near the end of the movie when they come up with this elaborate plan to capture the video.
They call a director that they'd met earlier in the movie, and he's like, I don't believe you guys. And then it's on the news because the alien has come and sucked up Steven Yeun and his entire farm. OJ was there, his horse was there, they survived the night. And so they get out and make it there. So they meet this director, and he's like, okay, fine, I'll come out and do this job for you, sure. And so they go out literally into the desert, and
that's just where their farm is.
It is where their farm is. You're right. It's right down. It's in the farm. But they go deeper into the desert to lure Jean Jacket, is what they call it, in the area so that they can capture. They're trying video, digital. They're trying the film camera. And a TMZ reporter shows up and kind of just zooms in.
Fuck TMZ.
I think we can all agree on that one. The TMZ reporter comes in and disregards Keke Palmer's advice to, like, maybe you shouldn't come over here. And both attracts Jean Jacket, which they were already trying to do, and he loses power because the alien's coming. And even OJ's over there like, man, come on, let's go. And this guy is so focused on his camera. He's like, just get a picture. And so now Jean Jacket's in the area, and OJ has to lure it in the right direction for the cameras.
I mean, the plan kind of works as intended after the TMZ reporter is eaten as he deserves. But they end up nearly missing it because the film camera needed to be, like, the film needed to be replaced in the camera. So they miss Jean Jacket, but then I'm going to skip over. We don't need to give all the details. I'm going to skip over a lot. There's a chase where Emerald, the Keke Palmer character, gets on the TMZ reporter's motorbike and drives away, luring Jean Jacket away from OJ. She drives to Jupiter's theme park and releases a giant balloon of Jupiter to attract Jean Jacket. And there's this attraction photo booth thing where tourists will look down a well and have their photo taken from a camera inside the well. So and it's like an old-timey analog camera.
It's analog,
so she times it so that when Jean Jacket is fighting the Jupiter balloon high in the sky,
or trying to eat it,
she can snap this picture. And then
Jean Jacket eats the balloon.
Oh, right.
And explodes from the inside out in the sky.
I just remembered another.
I
just remembered another peeve. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. So the reporters are coming. Keke Palmer's ready to tell the story and, like, bring her family glory, because not only did they find an alien, they also killed it. And I think that's kind of the end.
That's the end. That's how the movie fucking ends.
Okay, so let's get into what you didn't like about it and see what I have if I have anything to say to counter.
I feel like I
didn't make a formal list of peeves and thieves because I was like, I'm just really into this movie.
Well, so we'll alternate. Okay, I guess I'll start. I probably have more. My first peeve is that OJ's reaction speed is too slow throughout the entire movie. What do you mean your dad just fell off a horse because there are tiny metal objects falling from the sky, and you stand there for a full, 3 count before you start running? And later on, when Ghost gets spooked by Jean Jacket, before we know what's really happening, and Ghost, jumps over the fence of the arena and bolts away. No flinch? What are you talking about? You, as a rancher, you should have much faster reaction speeds than that.
Yeah, I don't know. I forget what I read or heard about the character choices from when the movie came out, but I think it was just a very specific character choice. But I can understand if you're like, he should have just, adapted at some point.
He literally needs to giddy up.
He's a slow guy. That's his whole vibe, is just slow on everything. And so I
respect it.
It was consistent.
I don't like it. Yes, it was consistent. You're right.
Fair.
What's your first peeve?
Well, mine are thieves because
you have nothing that you didn't like about this movie?
It was a good time. So that's why I'm like, I want to hear what you have to think about it, so that I can, and I'll say things that I really like about it.
So I just have to go on a hateful diatribe. Okay,
that's why I thought it was a back and forth, so that it wouldn't be.
It's a back and forth with the things we hate, and then a back and forth with the things we like. I have things I like.
I mean, I may agree. I'm going to interject and say stuff.
Okay. All right, my next peeve is that the inside of Jean Jacket doesn't look gruesome enough. To the point where I thought it wasn't a biological creature. Where's the slime? Where's the goo? It's clearly able to digest creatures. You need enzymes and shit for that.
Yeah.
And also it just looked like you need goo for the scary factor. If they were trying to make a horror movie, I need those people screaming and choking on goo. Like, what's the stomach acid budget? Why was that 0?
She said, call up the prop department. Where were you? It's a very clean aesthetic, except for the vomiting of the humans on top of the house. I can agree to that. I don't mind it though, but and I think jean jacket, it's definitely an aesthetic thing. Like, I just think it's a very beautiful alien. It's pretty.
Yeah. It is pretty. I think it looks stupid. I think it's a stupid alien.
I wasn't really concerned about, like, I can think about the biological parts. That's why I'm here with you. That's why I'm like, tell me what
look,
should have been happening, because I don't know. I was just like, oh, that sounds awful. I'm suffocating. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I actually didn't write anything about Jean Jacket's appearance down because I respect so much that it's not humanoid or like crustacean. I like that they did their own thing. I just don't like the thing that they did.
Understood.
So it would fall in the middle of the peeves and thieves, like in between them. But I will take issue, and one of the peeves I wrote down is that it blew up after it
like
popped
imploded,
the Jupiter balloon. And is that just because of the balloon popping, like the force of that? Because if so, then these things should be dying all the time, because I guarantee you the force of a balloon popping doesn't compare to the force of like storms.
Yeah.
It literally lives in the clouds. It should be able to handle that type of force. Is it because it had some sort of bad reaction to the helium? Is it like I need something, and they gave me nothing except this kind of like very convenient ending to a giant monster story.
I literally at the end was like, I don't even care that it's very convenient. It's satisfying.
Fine. There you go.
Listen, this is just how this works, okay?
Okay. I thought it was silly that that director Antlers just sacrificed himself to the beast because he was so in awe of it and he wanted to get close with his camera. I'm sorry, the cameraman never dies trope doesn't count if you literally know that you're getting sucked up into the belly of an alien flying monster.
I need to find where I saw what I thought I was remembering, because I don't remember seeing it in the movie, and so therefore it doesn't have to be considered canonical or like it's not in the text. But for some reason I thought he was dying, and so that was his last hurrah.
Oh.
And so he was like, hey, I'm out of here anyway.
You know what?
So I want to do it for the shot, like for the impossible shot, because he's like, he's not leaving his house. He didn't come because of like money or anything. It was because of like, he wants the one impossible shot. And so he is willing to sacrifice himself, but it's because of the filmmaking. And I can understand that being like, but not as, because he's like a side character too, but I also am like, I don't remember where I saw it. So I'm like, did I just make that a headcanon?
No, that makes sense. Because there are so many shots of him just looking sad in his house. So I understand that. But they don't have that shot. So I understand if he, like, I now am totally on his side. If I know I'm going to die imminently anyway, of course I want to go in the belly of an alien if I have that right in front of me. But don't say it's for the shot when he didn't even try to fling the camera out.
No, I think his thoughts are it'll throw it back up. It's throwing up the like sharp stuff. So that's what that's why it threw up the horses and stuff. It's like, I guess that he was assuming it would throw it up.
And there's no goo, so I guess the film will be fine. Fine. Okay. Peeve rescinded. Fine. My next peeve, I think this is the peeve that I thought about while you were talking earlier. We don't see the Oprah story, like
Yeah.
not even as a post-credit scene.
Right.
I understand, like, oh, negative space for the audience to fill in. Show it to me. You made me watch 2 hours and 10 minutes of a weird bed sheet flying over the California desert. Show me these two horse people on Oprah. You don't even have to get Oprah. Just like make
Right.
it.
It didn't have to be Oprah because OJ said Oprah. Kiki
Yeah.
she didn't say Oprah. That's funny. I wasn't expecting to need that, but I get it. So I want to see Oprah. Or whoever the Oprah is of this
I want to
story.
see the completed story. I want to see them get the payout. I want satisfaction. Okay?
I think
The
that's
movie-
probably actually one of the reasons why you don't do horror movies, because I feel like, and again, this one like blurs the line, and I think it gets a lot of horror because of Jordan's first movie, but they're all, you know, kind of genre bending. But I feel like the ones that I've watched recently, I don't see a lot of, like I've been watching more than I usually do, but like it's a sharp end a lot of times. And sometimes that's like disappointing, but other times it's like, oh, okay. Yeah. I'll have to tell you about a movie where it made me mad, but it's a recent movie, so I won't talk about it on air because I don't want to spoil it. But it did make me mad but I was like, dang, it's a trope, I think.
Okay. I didn't realize that was just a feature of the genre.
Listen, I'm also new. I'm also new to it, so
That does
I'm
make
just
sense.
what I've observed recently.
Yeah. No, you're right. I much prefer an HEA or a SEA. They can be sad forever. Like I just want to know what's gonna happen to them.
Yeah. That's very up in the air, and it's like everything could go right, but it might go wrong.
We didn't even see her grab the photo. It wasn't even like any indication of what's going to happen. She just stands up and looks at her brother. First thing I would have done before I got to my feet was grab that photo before any sort of like other journalists could come in and take it. And
True. Listen, very true. She fast though. She was booking it, okay?
she was.
Oh, I was trying to look up. I don't know anything about horses. So if any horse people know things about horses and know what kind of horses those are, I was hoping that they would be a Bronco. And I say that because at one point Kike says, OJ's doing the run. OJ's doing the run. But sadly, they didn't put him on the white horse that they had in the movie. So,
On the white Bronco.
Yeah. Yeah. They were so close. They were so close.
I'm surprised they didn't, actually.
There it is. There's a peeve. They were so close. Just give it to me. Let's make it. Just do
Yay.
it literally. Like, just give it to me. So I understand that. Exactly. I'm like, yeah, just give me the thing I want.
Yay. We got Connie to be hateful, y'all. We did it.
Yeah. Just a smidge.
Hello, it's me. Connie is out on the balcony with binoculars looking for jean jackets, so I figured I'd take this moment to share some messages with you. The first message is, of course, a big thank you to all of the patrons who support the show financially every single month. We are independent podcasters, so every time we get the notification that our Patreon has paid out, Connie and I get so excited. It actually helps us pay our bills and keep Pale Blue Pod going. So thank you so much. And I want to give a special shout out and thank you to My Son Like Stars, Scott Reynolds, Tom T, Nicole Bartlett, Ashley Shambo, Mark Mahoney, and Bruce Sedloff. Thank you so much, my golden friends. I appreciate you and the gravity that you have holding the Pale Blue Pod stellar system down. If you would like to support this indie podcast on Patreon, you can hear your name on the show, make it onto my Patreon star chart, and get research notes for most episodes for $5 a month at patreon.com/palebluepod. You can also make a one-time donation as a supernova in the Pale Blue Pod sky. That's at the PayPal link, which is also in the episode description. Of course, if you can't support the show financially right now, we understand. We still love you and you are still space. The best way to help Pale Blue Pod grow is to get more people listening to it. So send this episode to someone who maybe liked Nope or maybe someone who didn't. You know, if I could find more people who think like me, that'd be fun too. But make listening to Pale Blue Pod a group activity and help more people befriend the universe. We will love you and thank you forever. My next message is a podcast recommendation, another show in the Multitude Collective, and it's called Tiny Matters. This is an award-winning science podcast about tiny things from molecules to microbes that have a big and often surprising impact on society. Things from deadly diseases to forensic toxicology to the search for extraterrestrial life, which I think everyone here would be interested in. The hosts are former scientists turned science communicators Sam Jones and Deboki Chakravarty, and together they embrace the awe and messiness of science. Tiny Matters is brought to you by the American Chemical Society, a nonprofit scientific organization, and new episodes come out every Wednesday wherever you get your podcasts. They recently did an episode all about how the body experiences and perceives time, from like circadian rhythms to other types of clocks that we have. And since we all know how I feel about external clocks that don't care about what the body thinks, maybe go give it a listen. I enjoyed it. Okay, Connie says that the sky is clear, so let's continue talking about Nope. I do have things that I liked about it, I promise. Well, I am very curious to hear your thieves. I do have thieves. There are things that I liked. I promise. Yeah.
I promise. I think that I liked the sibling relationship between OJ and Emerald. One, it kind of reminded me of like me and my brothers and cousins, but it was really nice to see how that like propelled each of them through the story, like back and forth. So she kind of is never around, but he's been holding down the fort, and she comes back kind of like after her dad has died and after the funeral and all of this stuff, but she's checking on her brother. And there's the story she tells where she's thinking about the past and how she was supposed to actually she wanted to train horses, but her dad didn't give her the opportunity. So he took the jean jacket, the horse, and trained it with OJ. But OJ looked up at her in the window, and that was something that was just like, I see you. So it kind of made sense why every time he's like, I have to stay here and take care of the horses and this land and this like legacy, she kind of like was like, nah, I'm leaving. I ain't doing this. And then she would come back. Like, there were two moments where that happened, and I thought that was really cool, because then at the end, Jean Jacket's headed her way. So even though OJ's like leg is busted, he's limping, he has to like force the horse to get down so he can get on it. He like lures Jean Jacket away from her with like, you know, the flags that they assume the Jean Jacket will repel from, so that he could save her. And then she makes it to get the picture. And so it was like a really nice like back and forth relationship. So I really liked that. They looked out for each other.
Aw, okay.
She said, aw. Okay, moving on.
Aw, people stuff. Okay,
That's
cool.
sweet.
Feelings, yeah, great, nice.
Yeah. Okay, back to logistics.
The moon phases were good in the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
The first time they come back to the ranch at nighttime, you can see that it's a waxing gibbous moon. And then what I presume is a few days later, because they've then gone and they've gotten the tech equipment set up and everything, it's a full moon the first night they see Jean Jacket descend from the clouds for the first time. And so they are staying consistent with the moon phases as far as I saw. And that's, they get a good thumbs up in my book. Yeah. I mean, I know these movies, they just do what they want, you know? Just who cares about science or fact or reality? So, you know who really just does what they want with images of moons? Love Island. They just be showing the full moon all the time. Like,
yeah, they're like, it doesn't really matter. Like, whatever the weather was on those islands, it's like it could have rained and we wouldn't know. They wouldn't tell you. They'd just be like, look, another night on the villa.
Well, they do have. They show us every day, so we see when it rains.
They might cut around it.
Like, they just, in between shots, they have stock footage of the moon that they've reused a lot.
Yeah, they gotta make it shiny. Oh, it's my turn again. I mean, I think overall, just the story was really compelling for me. It like moved really well. I think there are little references that kind of like, oh, that's how we got from here to there. The parallel of the monkey on the TV set kind of like bashing everybody and literally tearing a woman's face off all in front of this kid.
That's your thief? The image of a monkey tearing a woman's face off?
Not at all.
See, now we're getting Connie to be hateful and violent.
You know, everyone tries, but we'll see. I mean, there's just like bubbles around me, if you imagine. But the overall story is just like the parallel of the story at the TV studio of this like wild animal going crazy, but maybe finding, you know, there's something, whatever it was about monkeys, I don't really remember or know if it was biologically accurate, but it's like the monkey like freaked out, but I don't remember if it was something about familiar about Gordy or Jupiter's character, like why the monkey doesn't attack him. It like tries to do the fist bump that they were known for together. Like, oh, this is my friend. Like it somehow like saw through the animalistic urges to see this friend. And the parallel of that to, well, first Jupiter growing up and kind of recreating the same scenario, trying to control this like unknown creature that he doesn't know or care about its patterns, and he kind of causes the same thing to happen is like around him, but he gets sucked up this time. And so the parallels were nice. I think it frustrated a lot of people when the movie came out. Like I think that's part of why it doesn't get a lot of attention. Plus people might have the same, you know, like where's the goo? It's not enough. It's not gooey enough. So those are valid, you know, thoughts. And so, but I thought the story moved along really well. And I mean, Keke Palmer is the most likable in any role that she's in, honestly. But she made her character really likable and I think carried the movie in a way that, like, I get what you're saying about OJ's character being kind of just like stiff and sullen and slow. And I know that there's a purpose to that, but I can understand why it doesn't like pull you in any further when you want to go on this journey with both of them and not just one character.
Yeah, I could have forgotten he was there, except for the fact that he did a bunch of heroic stuff. And
yeah,
still, when I picture the movie, he like rescinds into the background.
Dang. Yeah.
Okay, my next thief, they recreated the Edward Muybridge video while OJ was running on the horse and Antlers was filming it with the crank camera.
Yeah.
That was a nice nod. That was good cinematography.
Yeah. Similar, Keke Palmer does the Akira slide. Which
yes.
I was like, Moiya does not always go to anime, so I wasn't sure how familiar you are, but it is that iconic. I haven't seen the movie, and someone suggested that we watch it, so maybe, you know, we'll watch it at some point.
What movie?
But Akira. But I thought that was cool, because she looked real cool and heroic doing it.
She did.
I love that this movie, and I know that there's been like a discussion around women in horror movies, right? Again, I don't really go here, so I'm just been like tiptoeing around people's conversation. But I know a big thing is women in horror movies or action movies that have to run, they are in heels and boots that don't make any sense and just like uncomfortable clothing. And as a cozy, comfy person, I really appreciated Keke Palmer's wardrobe in this because I was like, Yes, it's practical wear, loose, stretchy, you can get around. She was comfortable. I just appreciated how comfortable she looked, even while being terrified.
Yeah, she did look comfy. I was admiring the 90s aesthetic.
Yeah.
My next one is the conversation with Angel and OJ about UFOs and how, according to Angel, it's quote, fucking UAPs now.
Yeah, I thought you would appreciate that one at least.
I do. I like it because it really was just a rebranding effort. And it's nice to see the media helping us update the public on the new vernacular.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I don't really talk about them too often to say one way or the other, but I'm just like, now honestly, I recognize it when I see it. Now I recognize it when I see it. And I'm like, right, it's working. Yeah. It's getting there.
Honestly, neither do I. I avoid talking about them whenever I can.
This is, it's a thief because, it sparked a recognition of like, so at one point in the movie, the director is at his home. Side note, did you enjoy his office space where he had the computer and all the plants? Because I was like, Moiya is a plant person, but I didn't know if you would like to work around your plants the way he had his setup.
I was bored at that point and not paying attention to his space.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. At that point, I was watching the movie to take notes for this episode, and if it wasn't obviously space-related, I was uninterested.
Mm-hmm. Understood.
I'm fun.
So like, let's pick a space movie. Oh, this one. Connie, 0 so far. We'll get there. During the scene, one of the scenes where we are focused on the director in his space, he's listening to the news, and they cut to weather, and the guy who's doing the weather is Jordan Peele. And I don't know if he's credited for it, but I recognized it. I was like, why does that voice sound so familiar? And then just at the end, I was like, that's Jordan. And I rewound it, and I was like, yeah, that's him. So that was just like I recognized it, and it made me happy because
that's so cool.
It did.
That's such a fun little Easter egg. Mm-hmm. Okay, my final thief is that the TMZ guy got like instant karma in a very nice demonstration of the conservation of momentum.
Okay. Tell me more.
Yeah, well, momentum and inertia, and an object in motion tends to stay in motion, and he stayed in motion, moving at 60 miles per hour, even though his bike stopped. Although his bike really
that part, yeah. I was thinking about when he was getting sucked up, but no, that part.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I didn't see any issue with the people getting sucked up by the vortex. I mean, like, tornadoes can do that. If we are already suspending our disbelief that this alien like lives in the clouds and dies upon exposure to helium, then we can believe that it generates enough force to like suck people up in this vortex.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But, it was, and the fact that it got called out before it happened too. I think it was Antlers who was like, "Oh no, if you're moving at 60 miles per hour and the bike stops, then like he's going to keep going," or whatever was said.
But it was funny.
Yeah. So not only, and that's good education, right? Because you're signposting a lesson that's about to happen, and then they see it in real time. And then afterwards, we get to have a little chat about it. And that is good pedagogy. So thank you, Jordan Peele.
He definitely influenced a lot with his Obama sketch because it was already happening. But every time that man goes anywhere, they notice that he shakes people's hands differently.
Anyway. Do you have any final thieves?
No.
Okay, then let's move on to the rubric system.
This will be very interesting to see where we come up to here. But I'm a known compromiser, so.
Okay, we'll see how it goes. We're going to rate this out of 15. What are we using? What
Jean jackets.
Jean jackets. Yes, for the name of the giant alien. We have 5 categories for those of you who haven't joined us on a movie review episode before. The first is the story of the movie that we watched. The second is the scenery. How did it look? What was the production value like? Then steaminess. Was there an appropriate level of romance and sex in the movie? Then scientific accuracy, and then soothing. How does this movie make you feel about the universe? Starting with story. Between 0 and 3 jean jackets, what would you give it, Connie?
I'm going to give it a 3. I'm sticking to my guns, and I think we'll have to compromise and meet in the middle. And I understand that. I'll let you do the math on it. That's fine.
Okay. Not all movies are supposed to make logical and linear sense. And not all stories are supposed to be satisfying or enjoyed.
Did it make linear sense? What did it make linear sense?
It just felt like the pacing was off somehow.
Okay.
To me. I don't know. Yes, it's an interesting story. Kind of. So
you keep trying,
and stuff does happen. I would give it 2.5.
Okay.
That's the most I'm willing to give it.
I can accept 2.5. Absolutely.
Scenery. How did it look to you?
I'm going to go with 2.25. Because it's in our world, so you don't have to like do a lot of extra world building. So like the world feels lived in because it's so close to our world. And Jean Jacket looks great. I don't know if you're taking points off because of lack of goo, but I think the aesthetics...
That to me is a story consideration.
Okay. The aesthetics of Jean Jacket and like... I like that it looks like a cowboy hat from the bottom and it's like all in the desert. Like, I don't care. I like it. It's funny to me. It's funny. And I can understand that being like maybe too much, but it's funny to me. Jean Jacket looks great. The set decoration is great. Daniel Kaluuya was on that horse. Look at that horse. Look at that horse.
Look at that horse. Look at that horse.
Pretty
as hell.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So actually, let's go with 2.75.
2.75 is what I was also willing to give it.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
From an astrobiology standpoint, do I like how Jean Jacket looked? No. From a purely aesthetic standpoint, that thing was really cool to look at. And I can appreciate that objectively. Yeah. I can appreciate the nice rolling California desert landscape. Yeah, so 2.75. Great.
Okay.
Steaminess.
And you said appropriate to the
story.
To the story.
How appropriate was the level of steaminess in this movie?
It's like there is no steaminess in this movie, but I think
and do you think there should have been?
There's like the answer that's no. There's like the answer that's no. That's like it wouldn't have served the story. It is a story about sibling love. In the sense of, do I probably always want steaminess in a movie? Yeah. I'm not going to be mad at it. So, but it is appropriate steaminess. So then, does that get a 3?
If it's maximally appropriate steaminess.
Okay.
I think it's very appropriate.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that wants just like a little bit of a weird thing, Sure. Like if they had used some of the 2 hours and 10 minutes of this movie to set up some background that there was, that there was a Jean Jacket paramour, and then we get to see how Jean Jacket acts when it's in love, and then we see it act that way towards OJ. Like, that's what I want. That's what I want. And so I would like to dock off 0.1 points.
Okay.
Because we didn't get Jean Jacket in love with OJ.
Okay. That's acceptable. I think it's acceptable because there's room for whatever you want there. And I can accept that. Whether it's that one, I don't know. But I also know that is what you would say.
I am consistent.
Exactly. So the answer doesn't surprise me. Great. Is what I will say.
Scientific accuracy.
That's all you, baby boo.
That's all me, baby boo?
Yeah. I was so generous, and so but I'm going to guess, having spoken to you now, and I'm going to guess scientific accuracy is at 0.78 because of the moon.
I was willing to give it almost 2.
Wow.
Because, here's the thing. It really only loses points because Jean Jacket is not a science-based alien, right. I will say.
Yeah.
But the other science stuff, the moon phases, the conservation of momentum and inertia, the fact that the falling metal things killed OJ's dad. I will tell you one of my first thoughts as soon as I heard the metallic clink, and I watched it in with closed captions, and it said metallic clink, and I think it said of things falling from the sky, and so as my immediate thought was, well, that better kill someone.
For the promise of the movie.
Well, for this
kill someone.
Like that just would kill someone, and they're just out there unprotected. So, if it's going to be scientifically accurate, then yeah, one of them had to die, or a horse had to be injured. And so, yeah, that all of the science stuff, because it is our world and so it uses our gravity, you can still intuit how things will follow those laws in this movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you have it. I'm going to say 2. I'm cool with 2 because I was really, my initial guess was 2.5. And because I was like, I don't know about Jean Jacket, but I think if I flip out Jean Jacket for not even being in consideration, then okay, then my 2.5 is actually not as bad as the 0.78 that I updated my calculation to.
Right. It's just that Jean Jacket was weighted for like a third of the final grade in this category. Jean Jacket got a 0, but the other stuff, the other, assignments and class participation did well.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Okay, we're at the final category, soothing. How soothing was this movie? How does it make you feel safe in the universe?
No, but in a way that I don't feel safe on Earth, where there's like predatory beings, whether it's purposeful or not on purpose, but just like a biological fact of them that might try to come for me. And, it just makes me feel kind of about the same. And I don't know if that was in the minds of, when, like, I don't know that this movie said anything about how we are in the universe because it is such an isolated incident in this movie. They don't really reference any other like past similar phenomenon like with this creature. And so it is like out of time in a way. Oh, but I remember The Thief. Like you said, they recreated the what was the name of the
Moy Bridge?
Yeah. But then they also used like really cinematic, like old Western reminiscent music, like really grand, like cinematic music for the moment. And I just thought it was a really nice, like set dressing, basically.
I did not feel soothed at all after this movie.
No.
It didn't give me anywhere near enough information to be soothed. I don't know how many Jean Jackets there are out there. I don't know why it died, so I don't know how to recreate that scenario in the future. I don't know its real feeding habits. Sure, Jupe was like, I don't know, maybe feeding it these horses, but now Jupe is dead, so I can't figure it out from him. So I don't know anything about this monster that this movie just put into my brain. So I'm going to give it a 1.
Okay, that's fine. Because I was like, it could be a like this is the one where I thought it would be negative for you. I don't know if you allow negative numbers, but I was like, if there's
it would take something special to go negative.
Yeah, I like that. There's gonna be something one day probably, but it'll. We also avoid the things that aren't soothing. So if it was something that would be a negative rating, I wouldn't have even recommended it.
Right.
But I didn't think it would soothe us in the end.
So do you agree with 1?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Then it's 11.15 out of 15
that I would have
Jean
guessed
Jackets.
from how we started this conversation. Do you have an average or any?
No, but we should do that. We should make that. Yeah.
You can get some data. See how it averages among other movies you've watched. That could be fun.
This is why you're here, bestie. Any last thoughts?
Even though we have probably directly opposite feelings about it, I enjoyed rewatching it. So I'm still happy.
Good. And I'm here for everybody black. So I loved this movie for that. And I will support it.
Yeah, bring up the old Hollywood and black people's place, but under recognition in the industry was really cool, especially with someone who is a director who's made a lot of breakthroughs for black actors and directors and stuff, especially in the horror sci-fi genres that kind of genre bend and talk about political things at the same time. So it does get weighted on rooting for everybody black, but I did rewatch it and was like, no, I'm having a good time. The story was keeping me forward, and it was good.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Listeners, no matter what situations you've had to nope yourself out of lately, remember you are space.
Pod is hosted by Dr. Moiya McTier and Connie Gibbs. Moiya created the show with the funny and talented Karine Caputo with help from the Multitude Productions team.
Our theme music is by Evan Johnston, our cover art by Shay McMullen, and our audio editing is handled by the superlative Misha Stanton.
Stay in touch with us and the universe by following @PaleBluePod on Instagram or check out our website, palebluepod.com.
I, Moiya, am Go Astro Mo on all socials.
And I'm @ConStar24 on Instagram.
If you want to support our show, join our community at patreon.com/palebluepod or send this episode to your family and friends group chats.
We're a member of Multitude, an independent podcast collective and production studio. If you like Pale Blue Pod, you will love the other shows that live on our website at multitude.productions.
Thanks for listening to Pale Blue Pod. We'll be back next week.